Hello internet, today your boy's finally back, getting more consistent, posting some Etheria short content. Today we're covering Raymerry. Now she's the newest character. On paper, she looks stupid busted, right? And I did mention, depending on what the numbers are, she'll be insanely strong. And we can already tell, I think she's already pretty good, right? So if the target's HP% is below 15% after the attack, the target's instantly terminated. I mentioned that if this was 10% HP, yeah, that's okay. Like, it's not gonna be too busted. 15% though, that is actually very busted. Because imagine the moment Etheria effect starts racking up a little bit, you touch the 15% HP mark, which does happen. Instantly the enemy dies, cannot be revived because of Terminate's effect, cannot trigger a Soul Ward, no Amber, no invincibility. That is ridiculous, right? Now, I am wondering, ignoring invincibility, does that mean if a Messiah is 15% HP, I touch him, he just dies through invincibility? That doesn't look too invincible to me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is ridiculous for Raymerry. So she's gonna excel in the long game where, you know, the start of the game she's not gonna do anything because the enemy's like full bloodbath, full healing. You're not gonna do too much, you're not gonna touch 15%, but then the whole game will now become, can your Raymerry survive long enough to touch the 15%? If you can, you auto win, and that's only on the S1. The S3 is also like, you know, you trigger this a lot, you have a lot of like perimeter reduction on the enemy, perimeter steal rather, and then there's some damage as well. But yeah, speaking of damage, these are the priorities for upgrades. Now I will say it's skill 1 first, prioritize this, because of the level 5 death prevention effects cannot be revived, and you know, you're gonna allow the enemy to not trigger this, or rather you're gonna deny the enemy of reviving, of death prevention, no amber, by maxing skill 1. So you want this max, yes, and then you focus on S3 because this is one of Raymerry's like big damage source, right? She's gonna continually do the S3 a lot based on the passives effect, or rather the ults effect, right? Wait, no, it's the passives effect, I think. Actually, no. It's basically just Torment. It's on her whole kit. It's Torment, right? Upon reaching 100 stacks, you trigger Grave Watch, which is the S3. She does S3 a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So, with all that said, this is what I have on my Raymerry. These are the stats. These are the sets. We got Bramble, Bloodbath, Swift Smite. This is what's shown on their Twitter to be recommended. We got 89 crit rate. You want 100 if possible. I got high HP because I prioritize survival, honestly. Crit damage, you could get higher, because I've tested her like slightly already. She does trigger the S3 the turn she triggers the Amber. So if you have 100 Torment, the turn she dies and triggers Amber, she actually triggers the S3 first before going to the Amber state, revive state, right? So having crit damage might not be that bad of an idea, but then you exchange HP for it, not exactly the best, right? So at least that's what I assume right now. Maybe in the future, or hey, if you could get high HP and high crit damage, that'd be awesome. But in terms of problems, we got max S1. We got only 1 because I don't have enough lattice for S3. And S2, it's already upgraded until, like, you know, where I could get it without using lattice. In terms of shells, we're using Amber. Amber should be one of the best in slots. Now the issue is, this is my Tiamat Amber, because I only have 1 Amber with Bramble, Bloodbath, Swift Smite. It's a hell of an experience to try and get another. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm using Tiamats. I'm not going to jump this off, unfortunately. So it's not exactly a perfect Raymerry. But in any case, we'll just jump in anyway. And I'll first show you, like, first of all, right? Like, I'll just show you how she works in terms of the kit. I'm not going to show you, like, a perfect game, but I'll show you, like, a valid game at least. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. So this is a valid Raymerry game. It's not a perfect one, but it's just showcasing what she can do, right? So this is Raymerry's first turn. You click S3, yes. Damage wise, with 1 upgrade, you're not doing that much. You can have health squishy stuff, obviously, but you're not doing that much, right? Now this goes as well. She has Bramble set, so she could counter out of nowhere. No counter so far. Oh, there we go. There's 1 counter, and you can randomly stun them. 30% chance you randomly stun them. That's why Bramble's ridiculous, right? Sometimes you just stun them. And in this game, I'm using Lily paired with Raymerry as well. You're going to see some dual attack action soon. We're going to give the HP increase to Raymerry to do even more damage because she is HP scaling. Here comes the Yelly. If I can counter here, we one-shot the Yelly, right? So, do we counter? I don't think we did, unfortunately. But imagine if we did, right? If we did counter, that Yelly probably almost dies. But, yep, we do trigger Amber here on Lily. Overall, we should be okay. Let's just speed things forward as well. Here comes the S3. We are gaining 100 Torment soon, by the way. Do check this out. I'm 98 so far. Here comes the Plume with the AoE. I trigger 100. So this goes in with damage output again. It's not a lot of damage at all, obviously, on especially bulkier characters like Lily. So, well, do remember, this is 1 skill, right? It's 1 skill up S3. And I did just terminate the Plume there. That allows me to trigger my passive, which says any unit that dies means I gain 100 torment. That's a free S3 right there, right? So, yep, with the extra S3, we are actually doing good damage even to the Lily, and that's how we win. So, that is an example. I won't say you can always just spam that idea, because I will say if there's any weakness with Raymary, at least on this build, is control, right? It's when the enemy goes like Mio with the freeze on you. They just get rid of your immunity, if you even have any, with the plume, and they control you. That is not a game where we want to bring Raymary in. But, you know, we'll try that if we find a team like that and they're like, we'll just try and fight it, whatever. But for now, let's just try and fight a bruiser team. You know, there's a lot of ways you can deal with cleaves, right? A lot of people have a lot of ways, but not a lot of people have ways to deal with like a Tiamat with perfect stuff on you know, the side of Tiamat, right? Like we got Plume, we got 2 healers. This is ridiculously perfect. It's hard for me to handle, but we're gonna attempt to do Raymary and Lily. This should be a combo that's pretty scary. We're going with Sonya as well. Now, this will just be a survival test, right? Who can survive for the longest? If I can survive for longer with Raymary, I'll eventually do enough damage to the Tiamat, hit 15% of her HP, and then terminate her. She cannot revive with Amber. She cannot revive even if there's Sonya. That's the idea with this one. Let's see what happens. They go with Plume. Plume is an annoying character that I think Raymary can somewhat deal with, because she can only AoE. We can bramble the freaking Plume, right? So here we got you. I'm going to use my AoE, I guess. Is there a reason not to? It steals turn meter. I don't think there's any reason for me to use it, so I might actually go for the S1. Just because I have more upgrades on the S1, I think I'll go for the S1. We'll go for the S3 once, like, the vulnerabilities, I mean, the immunities off of their team. So let's just go for the S1. Damage-wise, it's not a lot. 3.1k. I did crit as well, even. That's with, like, almost 50k HP. You're not gonna do that much on just one simple S1. Which I'm not expecting her to just one-shot stuff. She already one-shot stuff when the enemy's, like, low enough. So let's just move on, shall we? Here comes the Tiamat. How much damage are you doing to me? Not too crazy. We can handle that. We can handle that. Let's get the S3 off. Bam, bam. There we go. And now we just gotta wait again until everything ends. And there's a good counter there, though. We could randomly stun them as well, which is absolutely awesome. But, yep. A lot of waiting that we have to do. This is just, after all, how Bruiser games goes. We gotta wait until, like, the Etheria effect racks up. And that's when things will get better, right? Now, Curse Cool coming in as well. It is scary. I don't think we can win this that easily. But if we can kill the Plume, I think we just win, is what I'm hoping for. They already turned. Uh-oh. Scary. Do you just one-shot me? No, you don't. Okay, we can handle that. We can actually handle that. The counter there as well. We did activate the 100 Torment. We cleared off the shield. That's about it, right? Do note, this is not max on the S3, so she can definitely do a lot more damage. Not on crit damage build as well. I'm hoping for a couple more brambles out of you, Raymary. I would love for you to do that. But yep, no brambles so far. They have double AoE on them. We should be countering a lot more. And yep, here comes the hit on you. Stun. That's a big stun. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter in the end too much, but hey, a stun's a stun, you know what I'm saying? Now, if I can drop her below 15%, my single damage kills it. Yes, that would be awesome. I'm not sure if I want to go AoE though. Should I? If I go AoE, I want to take into account the amount of torment I have as well. I have 45 so far. So do I want to click S3 here? I will hit the T. I think I'll actually do it. Let's try and do it. Damage-wise, can I drop her below half? And I can. They bramble me instead. Awesome. That is absolutely fire, yes? God damn it. Can we still win from here? Dude, that bramble hurt, man. I really did not. I don't vibe with that bramble at all. Yo, we should be the one brambling. They have, like, way too many AoEs. I did one AoE. Come on, man. All right, so I think I'll have to still do this. We'll get a healing for Raymary. The extra prog will go on Lily. No bramble from my end. They've done 5 brambles. You're still hitting Raymary. No bramble from my end still. Like, I love this game, dude. I don't know about you. I love this game. Me personally, I love it. And yep, alright, the damage is racking up, 100%. Dude, I triggered the S3 here. I couldn't kill it though, but do I die? Okay, I'm alive. Good counter there as well. This is where, if my Lily has a turn here, if my Lily has a turn right here, Plume just gets terminated. Oh man, what a shame. Alright, bramble. Oh, good stun as well, good stun. Alright, we're so close. We can terminate this. We can definitely terminate this. I just need some luck on my end. You do have a heal there, but I think we got you. I think at least I'm gonna get rid of the Plume, right? Here's what we do. Lily, dual attack. Boom. Okay. I touch you one more time. terminate. There we go. There we go. And we trigger our passive as well. Somehow you brambled my passive. That is absolutely... Oh, damn! We countered their... Oh, no, that was not their bramble. They took a turn, hit us. We brambled them. They dropped below 15, killed the Tiamat. No Amber. No Amber could be activated. Wait, this is good. This is actually fine. We're up against a Plume with perfect setup for the Tiamat. Even if there's Sonya, it didn't matter. I mean, that's what Raymerry is all about, right? You stall until, like, the damage rack up. You have a Lily at the side of Raymerry to, like, always have the S1 up as well. You do more damage with the S1. And then whenever you trigger a Torment... I mean, whenever you have 100 Torment, you get your S3 off, plus vulnerability, plus your S1, plus a dual attack with Lily. That's how you're gonna shine, in my opinion. So here, let's just go ahead and try and kill this Linglo as fast as I can. We got Raymerry again. Dude, the dual attack and the speed up and the action advance from Lily. It's really good, man. It is really good. Let me check out my S3 as well. It's 40% of our own max HP. I feel like it's not. 40%. I have like about probably 50k HP now with Sonya's buff, right? 40% would do 20k. I don't think she does 20k. I'm gonna test it. Why not? Does she do 20k? I don't think that's 20k. I don't know, but... Maybe it is. Maybe it is, but they just heal it full, right? I have no idea, but whatever. There's a matter of time from this point onwards. We'll just wait until like their healing subside. And eventually we'll get them. The moment I touch the 15% mark, they will most certainly die. And yep, it's a bruiser game. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be boring, but it is what it is, right? Stay along with me. Oh, the damage is getting way higher. They do have Lighthouse. That is annoying. It's a hyper stall fest. I mean, we're winning this. There's no way we're... Oh, you're gonna touch me? You're gonna touch Raymerry? Get that counter, baby. Or rather, the proc on S3. Why not? So now, I could keep dual attacking, but does it matter? Or should I try and just buff Raymerry and see what happens if she has crit damage buff? Let's try that, huh? Let's try that. We have crit damage buff now. How much more damage am I doing? From 10 to 13k. That's what we're looking at, right? So, I think most of the time you want to go with the dual attack. Most of the time. The assist attack, rather. So, yep, let's just extend them buffs. And from this point onwards, we can go turn meter boom with the dual attack there. Didn't crit on 80%, but now you're almost 15%. That's 15% HP. I touch you. See you later. Oh, that's an issue. I think I killed her with just my S1, not activating the termination. I didn't activate termination, didn't I? I didn't activate the instant death effect. I think you have to activate it for you to anti-revive, the terminate, right? I think you have to do that. So if you kill it with just direct damage, that might not be a good thing. Oh, you gotta keep that in mind, I suppose. You gotta keep that in mind. Okay. What in the world is these? These are like Apex Legend badges. What the hell? Okay. As you can tell, it's been a while since I touched Etheria. Been a bit busy IRL. But yeah. Here we see a pretty normal cleave. I will say, Raymerry, at least on this build, not that strong against a cleave team, right? She cannot just one-shot with 1S3, at least on this build. She need the crit damage if she wants to potentially one-shot. Even then, it's not really that consistent, I would say, because you need a lot of stat to 100 to 0 like a Yelly. It's still 20 plus KHP. You probably need a lot of stats plus the weakness from Plume as well to one-shot a cleave team. It's pretty tough, but I guess we'll try it out. There's no point, though. We're not winning against this. We'll try it out for the sake of it, whatever. We'll try it out. We've seen where she's strong against. It's in a bruiser team. Let's try fighting something where she's weak against, shall we? I think speed teams, she can still deal with cleaves, but control teams, she definitely aren't the best against. I will say that. But yeah, let's attempt to handle this. Not sure how the hell I could do this because they have the attack buff Yelly into defense break. That is not the best of combos that I love to see. We'll get Linglo Sonya in, I guess, or rather, you know what? We'll do Tiamat as well. Plus, maybe, who do we want in here? I guess we'll do Sonya or Linglo. Which would be better? Let me think about this. I actually think Linglo. Yeah, let's do Linglo. We'll do something like this. I don't think Raymerry is that good against a cleave, but we'll just see what happens. Whatever, right? For the sake of testing, shall we? So here comes the attack buff. Bam. And here comes the defense break on my ass. And then they'll get the attack buff onto Yelly. And I have weakness, I have defense shred, I have curse coil. I am not living a Yelly. Right? I mean, I guess I will live with, you know, the soul word, obviously. Do I kill it, though, with weakness? Absolutely not. But we do trigger Amber here. And the... And instantly we get the S3. That's what I mean. That's the whole idea with Raymerry. It's just like a Tiamat against Cleave, right? You get your S3 the moment anyone else dies. Yeah, so if anyone on your team dies and Raymerry survives, she gets 100 torment, and then you trigger your S3. But the issue is, look at the damage output, yeah? This is level 1 upgraded. This is no crit damage on my Raymerry. Some crit damage. No crit damage means down the right side stuff. It doesn't do enough to just one shot, yeah? So if you want to like max it with max crit damage and you build her no speed full crit damage, maybe you can think of killing stuff with that. That might actually be a really strong idea, but it's still up in the air. I'm not exactly sure if it's that too reliable. But yeah, this is also Tiamat plus gosh dang Raymerry. That is toxic. If you're in a bruiser fight and you're fighting this, you're just screwed. And that's 15% down, termination online. You don't even need skill upgrades for the termination to be 15%. That is why it's insane. And yeah, just imagine if you're the enemy though. If you're the enemy, you're like, oh shit, I'm low. You just straight up can't touch Raymerry anymore. Raymerry comes in like she has a different type of stealth. It's not a stealth where you prevent the enemy from touching you. It's a stealth where she has aura, yeah? The enemy knows if he touches you at 15% HP, you might just bramble and just die out of nowhere. So you just have aura now. She has perma stealth. The enemy cannot target her, right? That's the idea with Raymerry, right? Eventually, at least in the game, if you survive that long, then that would just be the case, yeah? Now, I would love to keep showing you bruiser games, but first of all, it will take forever for 80 bruiser games. Second of all, every single one, at least in this elo, is just spamming Cleave. So she's not the best against Cleave, especially Messiah Cleave. I think, because, you know, Messiah's invisibility, I can't really counter. I guess I could still stun, but against this, I don't know. We could try, but it is a Messiah, though. I mean, I don't think we can beat a Messiah Cleave with Raymerry. You can't beat a Messiah Cleave with just, you know, spamming Tiamat, hope for the best. Not exactly. I mean, you could win sometimes. Not exactly the best, though. I'm gonna try and find, like, a bruiser game, but I would prefer not fighting gold stuff. I mean, dude, I should be a lot more active. But you know what? There we go. That's a bruiser team. Not exactly a gold person. Yeah. So let's go and fight that. I will say the most meta like defenses is usually Tiamat, right? Tiamat plus heal gang, or just bruiser plus heal gang. At least up top. And down low, it's more just Cleave. It's a mix of like Cleave and control. So you know what? We'll show it against everything except control. The control against Raymerry is really not the best. But let's just try Raymerry again. Do we want Tiamat as well before they've done this? I guess we'll do it. I think this is like a very toxic idea. Just Tiamat plus Raymerry. The enemy's like kind of screwed, right? And we'll add like a Linglor. Yeah, something like this. I like something like this. Let's try something like this. Boom. So the idea with this team, at least in the draft and ITA, I can imagine, you are getting 2 of the best HP scalers. They'll get the plume. Whatever. They'll first pick the plume. You get 2 of the best HP scalers. All you need is 1 more heal plus a Lily. If they ban the Lily, you have double heal. If they ban the heal, you have 1 Lily plus a heal. And Tiamat can actually heal as well. So, yeah, let's not forget about that. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so this red ring could provoke me. So, isn't the right play for me to push up Linglor, but I'm too stubborn to push up a healer. So, let's go for the push onto Raymerry. I do get a counter there. No stun so far yet, unfortunately. They have taunted every single one of my team. That is absolutely horrible. Oh, no. Yeah, maybe I should have pushed my Linglor up, huh? Maybe I should have pushed my freaking Linglor up. Another Bramble, though. Dude, the S1's, man. The S1's gonna rack out as time go by 100%. But, yeah, okay, another counter. Damn, I am countering today. Let's go ahead and fight the Plume. Now, the Holden's gonna S2 somebody. And he did S2 the right target. Oh my god. This Holden is played by not AI. This Holden's an actual, like, played by a real person. Like, what the hell? But yeah, we did die there. So we triggered the S3 proc. Didn't do too much. We kind of broke their shield, and that's about it. But yeah, can we live from here, though? It was really a big mistake not letting Linglor get the S3 there. I definitely should have done that, but whatever. It's too late. Now let's just work down the Plume. And we'll go from there. You have S3 again. Absolutely balanced character. Alright, damage goes in. I think we died just because our healer didn't get the turn. We did die again. We triggered S3 again. Sadly, the S3 is not doing enough so far. Because, you know, the S3 needs upgrades, definitely. And I think you do need crit damage for the S3 to do a lot. Let me think what else I can do here. I don't think there's anything. The weakness is a big issue. The stun finally happened for me, though. That's awesome. I guess S1 again. Not too much point in not doing that. Alright, you are stunned, so I'm alive for one more bit. I'm gonna get the shield here, but then I think Holden just cooks me. Or this. This is like the 4th S3, like Jesus Christ, dude. Alright, I've triggered my Amber. This could still be winnable. It's just not a big chance. I doubt it, man. I don't think we can win from here. We just needed... Dude, I have so many Ambers. Like, everyone's on Amber. It's ridiculous, dude. Alright, we're still around. We're still around. You have Artisan. You got S3. Don't think you're killing... Okay, you're killing that. Sheesh. From here. Can we win from here? We'll push you up. We gotta turn with you. I don't think we can win from here. I do have some Etheria effect, but doesn't matter now. I guess I'll do it for the vulnerability. Bam. Here comes the vulnerability. You do counter me. You get a defense up. No counters, and that kills me. But yep. This was gonna be winnable if my Linglord got the turn and got the immunity up, right? But as you get down, it's not just a free win. Yeah, it's not just a free win because you just use Raymerry, right? For this one, I would say, you know what, straight up, it is control, right? We lost because of the taunt control, yeah? So if my Linglord was able to put out the immunity, I didn't expect her to be fashioned my Linglord, but if my Linglord was able to, like, get the immunity off, then we would have been fine. We wouldn't be taunted. We have enough healing, and everyone would have survived for longer. At the end, we almost got the termination off to Plume as well. But yeah, in the end, hey, Raymerry is good, but Plume's also still broken. Let's not just forget that. The freaking weakness, defense break, plus Curse Quill. It's just a lot of damage to take in, dude. Alright, so that was an example of losing a bruiser game. Now, do remember as well, that's like not full lattice investment, right? So give another person the same Raymerry, they could have probably won that. But let's just move on. Another freaking Plume game. I actually hate this Plume character a lot. God damn it. All right, we'll fight it. This will be the last one. We'll try it. We might lose this because Plume is still Plume, right? But we'll just go for it and see what happens. Let's try not forcing the Tiamat. I'm thinking, you know, Tiamat plus a Raymerry, and then we eventually just win. It's a valid idea, but now we're running against freaking a Rahu. I'm not sure if I want to go for that. Let me think about this. I guess I'll still just try it. Yeah, let's still just try this. I think this is very winnable, like potentially good. So I'm gonna go Linglord. Yeah, screw it. Let's just try. All right, we'll try this again. It's a slow game. If I can live longer than them, I auto win. That's the whole idea, right? So pretty sure we'll just lose someone off the bat after this S3. Yeah, I think I'm still good. And here's the thing as well. I'm not sure if I rather Raymerry gets the twin trick or Tiamat, at least in this sense. I feel like I would rather swap them around. Like at the start, I would rather Tiamat, and then I would go for Raymerry. This is kind of annoying, right? But you know what? We'll just stick to Raymerry for now. All right, any counters? Nice counter. Okay, so far so good. We're almost done with this thing. Stun, that's a good stun. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Here comes the big S3, but we do have Amber. Just spamming Amber is what I'm just spamming Amber. This is what I'm just doing with this freaking team. All right, Bramble on their side again. It's always their side. Now we get the S3 off. We do have a big heal with Linglord coming up. So let's go ahead and do that. Get the AoE healing in. Can we live from here? Dude, I still feel like the freaking Plume. The Plume is a big issue, dude. All right, any Bramblers? We do trigger the S3. I'm hoping for some Brambles. That'll be absolutely fire, but no Brambles. Man, if I just Bramble for like a Tiamat into an S1 here, I could have just terminated the Plume. That is fairly annoying, but let's just do this. Yeah, we could have definitely done that, but a good stun. Guys, it doesn't matter because it's a freaking Doki. Man, this is annoying. All right, let's stop touching the Plume. I don't want her taking that many turns. We'll touch you instead. We're landing all these stuns. That doesn't matter. All right, another hit on Tiamat. Tiamat's almost dead. We do get a counter in. Another duel. God damn, this freaking guys. Oh my god, this Rahu is insane, no? This Rahu's cracked out the gills. All right, I think we do lose this though. On 4. But yeah, this is, as I mentioned, right? It'll depend on if you can survive long enough compared to the enemy. And I suppose, you know, it was kind of dumb to put Tiamat against Rahu. Let's try it one more time. We'll try it one more time. And this time, let's not throw by putting a Tiamat into a Rahu, right? I just thought, you know, this would be a valid draft. I just slammed Tiamat Raymerry. I guess Rahu against these two is still a solid idea. And you're just trying to kill them before they get to you, right? So, okay. We'll try a Lilium, maybe. Lilium with a Raymerry is not exactly great either, though. Because, you know, 15% HP. I lock the max HP, so the 15% gets lower and lower. Not exactly that good, right? So what should I do here? I'm gonna go for Probably a Holden here then. Let's try a Holden. Or maybe another healer. Alright, you know what? We'll try double healers against a Rahu. Probably not. I'm gonna go Holden. Let's try Holden for this one. Alright, we'll go for this. We do have the cleanse of my Lingluo. So we should be able to at least get Holden to do enough stuff. And let's try something different, right? I always gave Raymerry the buff. I think I might want to give it to Holden for this one. Let's try and give it to Holden for this one. I'll just reset you, right? Think so. Get the reset. Alright, good reset. Could have been better though. Okay, nice counter as well, I suppose. Nice counter there, I guess. We get a defense break too. Alright, you got a healing here. No cleanse yet though. Alright, now I just gotta focus fire on... Dude, there's so many annoying stuff here. I guess you still. If I kill Plume, I think I just win. I just gotta kill the Plume though. Not exactly the easiest thing to do. Here comes the reset. Not on the Plume. No Bramble on my side. Alright, I just gotta keep balling on this thing. I just gotta keep balling on the Plume. If I can ball on the Plume, we should have this. They do get the freaking Artisan. That's annoying. That's very annoying. You have S3 again. Dude, Plume needs not this short of a cooldown. I swear to God, her cooldown's way too low, dude. Way too low. Alright, stop dual attacking every turn. That'd be very much appreciated. Let's get rid of your defense break. And some Brambles. Here would be fire. Another dual attack. This Holden might be the most awake Holden I've ever seen, by the way. This Holden is always awake. Like, goddamn. Alright, I could dispel you, but you're gonna counter me. There's no win con. You're gonna counter me. Alright, we do trigger this. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I feel like it's close. We do lose Holden again. Look at how close it is. It's so close. Do I get a turn, though? Oh, you got the S3 off. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was so close. I just need one more turn. One more turn. I terminate the freaking Plume. I win. At least I think. But yep. Damn, that's tough. Alright. In the end, I do feel like this is a build diff as well. The enemy has really well-built characters too. So yeah, probably max invested on everything. And again, it's a Plume. It's a Plume with a Doki. I can't even use my Doki to counter the freaking Plume. So yeah, I think we can have a final verdict. We've seen how she wins, how she loses, where she's good at. Yes. And we can have kind of like a final verdict, at least first impression, at least, right? So, in my opinion, is Raymerry a good character? I think she's definitely strong. Is she broken? I feel like max investment, she could be up there as broken. But I still think Plume's better in terms of just value, right? Plume just changes the whole game so much. Where the hell is Raymerry? All right. If we were to compare 1-to-1, like, which was more annoying, which was more meta-defining, I think Plume is still annoying. Like, Plume with the weakness with the Cursed Quill, even against Raymerry, like, yeah, she doesn't scale off defense, but yo, the Plume with the freaking Cursed Quills and stuff, with no cooldown essentially on S3, you keep getting it. Weakness for 2 turns, and then wait for 1 turn plus Jackalgar, suddenly I have my S3 up again. It's still very hard to defeat that, because Raymerry needs to be on the field for a long time. You don't just finish the game because Raymerry's there, like, instantly. You gotta wait for longer than Tiamat, I think. Tiamat could just turn and then, you know, suddenly you start winning. Raymerry needs longer than that, I think. And I feel like solo DPS Raymerry might not be the best of idea. At least on this build. If you go for crit damage, we might test that out later as well. If you go for crit damage, it might be different. But overall, I think it's a fair character. Like, it's a fairly good character. It's not stupid broken that needs a nerf yet. At least based on my build, my experience. Yeah, do note that I'm not the best of players. I'm just like a casual. Most people should be able to have a Raymerry like mine, and most people should be able to play my playstyle as well. But yeah, if you're like higher up though, if you watch some legend streams, they might pull up with some other like ideas that could be insane. But yeah, overall, I maxed my S1. The S1's damage like isn't as crazy as like Tiamat's S1, because it's not exactly additional damage, right? Why Tiamat's good? It's because like her damage on S1 is additional damage. This is scaling off of damage equal to 30% of her own max HP. Not exactly like Tiamat's, I don't think. I feel like Tiamat's S1 does so much more. Yeah, so much more. But the S1 in the end is used when the enemy's almost low now. Etheria effects high now. I can touch someone and they're dropping below 15. I just killed them, right? If you can stop that from happening, Raymerry's value definitely dips. But this is only assuming, you know, you don't have max levels on the S3. I feel like if you max this, it definitely changes quite a bit. I wouldn't even say so, because it's only 44% damage dealt increase. Yeah, damage dealt based on HP. It's 40 to 44. Not exactly crazy, right? What we've seen is already what she's usually gonna be doing. So yeah, the only thing that's unsure about, that I'm unsure about is, do you want crit damage? The most popular build right now is double HP plus 1 crit rate. It's what I've got. It's crit rate, HP. On the right side, do you want crit rate, HP, crit damage? That's a popular build on like Rahu, right? It's defense, crit rate, crit damage. Does that make her damage so much more that it's worth it? I kind of doubt it. Maybe not. Maybe it would be the case for S3. But yeah, for S1 though, I'm not sure. Maybe it is. In the end, I feel like she has her own win con, and it's not that you have her on the team, you just win. Yeah. And it'll depend on the draft as well. If you can stop the enemy from having like a freaking plume, if you can stop them from having the plume, yeah, you have a way better chance of surviving long enough, because plume at 10 curse cool, that's the issue. It's hard to lift that. Yes. So if you use plume with Raymerry, oh, suddenly I think you just win way easier. I haven't tested that. I should have, but I think it's easy to imagine, like, if you have plume plus Raymerry, you can win easily. I mean, you have plume plus Tiamat, you can win quite well as well, I think, for the most part. So yeah, in the end, final verdict, is she worth pulling for PvP? Absolutely. Yes. Is she good? I say 8.5 out of 10 for me. I think she has a win con. I don't think she's a free win. You can control her, you can still cleave her, at least on this build. If you have max crit damage, one shot of cleave, that could be on the table. Haven't tested yet. I don't think that's doable though, realistically. But yeah, that'll be all for me. Let me know what you think about Raymerry, and how did you build yours. And yeah, we'll be posting more stuff, more RTA stuff once I figure out like a draft, and I'll share it with you guys. And that'll be all. Take care.